What if the love you grew up with wasn't love at all? Just a script you were forced to follow? Imagine this. You're a kid, maybe 10, bringing home a B on your report card. You're proud. You worked hard. But your mom's face drops. Your dad would be so disappointed, she says, her voice cold. You feel it, the sting, the shame. You're not a daughter. You're a project, an idea, a perfect reflection of them. Ever felt like you were raised to be someone you're not? Today, we're diving into the hidden cost of narcissistic parenting, how it shapes you, breaks you, and what it takes to heal. Stick around, because this might just explain why you feel like you're never enough. Let's break it down. Narcissistic parents don't raise kids. They raise mirrors. You're not a person. You're a role, a trophy, an extension of their ego. Success isn't a win. It's the bare minimum. Failure? Unthinkable. You're not allowed to mess up, to change, to be you. It's a quiet kind of control, not always loud or cruel, but constant. Ever feel like no matter what you do, it's never good enough? Like you're chasing a version of yourself that doesn't exist? That's the trap, and it's not your fault. Picture this. You're 15, at a family dinner. You share a dream. Maybe you want to be an artist. Your dad scoffs, "That's not a real job. Why can't you be more like your cousin?" The table goes quiet. You shrink, smile, and let it go. But inside it burns. You learn fast. Your wants don't matter. Love comes with rules. Good grades, perfect behavior, their approval. Step out of line and the love disappears. Ever had a moment where you felt like you had to hide who you are to keep the peace? Here's the sneaky part. It doesn't feel like trauma. It feels like home. When you grow up with conditional love, it becomes your normal. You don't question it, you live it. Psychologists call this the false self, a version of you built to survive. Donald Winnicott, a psychoanalyst, said kids in these homes adapt by burying their real selves to stay safe. You become who they want. Quiet, perfect, agreeable. But at what cost? Ever feel like you don't even know who you are anymore? Let's talk signs, 12 of them, that you might have missed. First, there's no emotional empathy. You're upset, maybe crying over a bad day, and your mom snaps, "Stop being dramatic." Your feelings? They don't fit their narrative, so they don't count. Ever been told your emotions are too much? Second, love is a transaction. You get an A, they're proud. You slip up, they're cold. You learn, "I'm only lovable when I perform." Ever tied your worth to what you do, not who you are? Third, you're parentified, taking care of their emotions. At 12, you're calming your dad's rages, tiptoeing around their moods. You're mature for your age, but really you're abandoning yourself. Ever feel like you grew up too fast? Fourth, they never apologize. They blame you instead. You're 8, they yell, and somehow it's your fault. You start doubting your reality. Ever second-guess your own memories? Fifth, boundaries don't exist. They read your diary, mock your hobbies, control your choices. Saying no feels dangerous. Ever struggle to set boundaries now? Sixth, your independence is betrayal. At 16, you want to join a club they don't like. They guilt trip you. After all we've done for you? You learn to shrink. Ever feel guilty for wanting your own life? Seventh, they compare you constantly. Why can't you be more like so-and-so? You're never enough. Ever catch yourself measuring your worth against others? Eighth, you're walking on eggshells. Their moods swing, rage one day, silence the next. You're always bracing for the storm. Ever feel anxious just anticipating someone's reaction? Ninth, your vulnerability gets weaponized. You're 14, you share a fear, and they laugh. Don't be ridiculous. You stop sharing. Ever feel like being open is unsafe? 10th, you're still proving yourself. Even now, you chase achievements, hoping for approval you'll never get. Ever feel like you're running a race with no finish line? 11th, they shift blame. At 9, they miss your school play, but it's your fault for not reminding them. You carry guilt that's not yours? Ever feel like you're always the problem? 12th, they project their flaws onto you. They call you selfish when they can't handle their own shame. You end up carrying their baggage. Ever feel blamed for things that don't make sense? These aren't just quirks, they're patterns, and they leave marks. Studies show kids of narcissistic parents have higher rates of depression and lower self-esteem. Your amygdala, the brain's fear center, stays on high alert, even in safe moments. Your cortisol levels tied to stress go haywire. Ever wonder why you're always tense even when life's fine? Here's the heartbreaking part. Love was never stable. It's called affective ambivalence. Hot one day, cold the next. You're 13, your mom hugs you after a good report card, but the next day she ignores you for talking back. You learn love is a slot machine. You keep pulling the lever, hoping for a win. Behavioral psychology calls this intermittent reinforcement. It's addictive. Ever chase approval from someone who never gives it? Let's paint another picture. You're 20 at college calling home. You tell your parents you switched majors. They wanted law, you chose literature. They don't yell, they go silent. That silence cuts deeper than words. You spend the night wondering if you're a failure. Ever feel like your choices aren't yours to make? That's the guilt they weaponize. Not to connect, but to control. So why does this matter? Because until you name it, you can't heal it. Recognizing this isn't about blame, it's about clarity. You were raised to disappear, to perform, to be someone else's idea of perfect. But you're not an idea, you're a person. And people mess up, grow, change. What would it feel like to be loved for who you are, not what you do? To set boundaries without guilt? To fail and still feel worthy? Healing starts with seeing the patterns. Therapy can help. Approaches like inner child work, or EMDR, let you process pain you've carried too long. Polyvagal exercises calm your nervous system, teaching your body it's safe to rest. You don't have to do this alone. What's one thing you'd tell your younger self if you could? Drop it in the comments. I'm listening. Here's the hope. You're not broken. You adapted to survive, and now you can learn to thrive. You don't have to repeat the cycle. Awareness is power. Start small. Say no once this week. Celebrate a win, even if it's tiny. Choose people who see you, not their version of you. What's one boundary you'll set today? Share below. Let's hold space for each other. If this hit you, if it made you feel seen, don't keep it quiet. Like this video, share it with someone who gets it. Your best friend, your sibling, your group chat. Subscribe for more. You're not enough. You're more than they ever let you be. It's time to rewrite your story. Who are you when you're not performing? Let's find out together.